Hey everybody, it's Brooke with The Buttered Home. Welcome to Messy Kitchen Monday. We are so excited to start off March with a bang. And the bang tonight is the kickoff recipe for Southern Classic Recipes. Now, I know that a lot of you probably want to see fried chicken, fried green tomatoes, all that kind of stuff. But we're going to do this kind of in order of the meal, and we're going to start our Messy Kitchen Monday series on Southern Classic Recipes with an appetizer, one that my father so affectionately refers to as cackleberries. And Curtis, if you're watching, be sure to give me a wave. And if you're not familiar with what a cackleberry is, it is a deviled egg. The recipe can be found at thebutteredhome.com under appetizers. Now, this is a great recipe. It's easy, and we're going to show you how to make it super fancy too, where even on a Monday night, it's still a little fancy bite of goodness. So you want to start out with boiled eggs. When you're doing for a crowd, I usually do 12, and that makes 24 deviled eggs or cackleberries for my family whenever we have a large family gathering. But if it's just us, or if I'm doing them for church lunch or things like that, then I do about 6 eggs, and that makes a dozen. So I've got my eggs already boiled from my Instant Pot. I did my theme from Happy Days, the 6, 7, 8 method that I do, or the 5, 6, 7, depending on where you live, because your altitude does matter. And if you want more information about that, there is information about that in the blog post with the recipe. But I did those in my Instant Pot. I cooled them and I got them out, and I've already peeled them. And I did that probably in less than 10 minutes, and it was fabulous. I love my Instant Pot for so many reasons, but the main reason is for boiled eggs and rice, because I never had really good luck with either. Now, I can cook up all kind of stuff, but I've always had lots of issues with rice and boiled eggs. So the Instant Pot for me saved my life when it came to those things. So without further ado, I am going to move the camera, and I've got some of my eggs split already, and see how nice and pretty they are. And when you do this, you want to just make sure that you always have a clean knife, because you don't want egg yolk just all over your eggs. You want them nice and pretty. So with my knife, I just split them in half, and then I'm just going to pop those yolks in there, and then put my eggs on my little plate, clean my knife off, and just cut through and pop those. And look how easy those yolks just pop in my bowl here. Now, a lot of people think that deviled eggs are filled with like traditional egg salad, and I guess in a way they are, but in my opinion, it's just a little bit drier than egg salad. It's not as wet as egg salad. And now in the South, there are 2 kinds of egg salad. There's scrambled egg salad, and then there's egg yolk egg salad. So I'm gonna get this out of the way, and we're gonna mash our yolks with a fork. No fancy equipment needed. And like I said, I did 6 eggs. So this is a good little portion size for just my family. And if you're just now joining us, welcome to Messy Kitchen Monday. We're starting off our Southern Classic Recipes with an appetizer, and we're doing deviled eggs, or as my daddy calls them, cackleberries. So now we've got our egg yolks mashed, and I'm just gonna add in just a little bit of salt and pepper, and that's gonna vary, you know, according to how many eggs you make. The best rule of thumb for this is the taste test. That's the best rule of thumb I can give you. And now I like smoked paprika. You know, regular paprika to me just doesn't really have much taste, but this smoked paprika, this is a main ingredient in a lot of barbecue rubs, and it's fantastic. So we're gonna put just a little bit in our mixture. And we're gonna mix that up. And we're also gonna garnish these with the smoked paprika, so you wanna just make sure you don't put too much. Of course, I don't think there's any such thing as too much in there. And then we're gonna put in some relish.
Dill or sweet?
Dill or sweet, that is up to you. Normally we like dill, but all I have tonight is sweet, so we're using sweet. It's really of no great consequence, but you know. So we put in probably about 1/8 of a cup of dill relish. And now I'm gonna put in about 1/3 of a cup of mayonnaise. And we can always add more. And then about 1/8 of a cup of prepared mustard. Yes, prepared mustard. Whenever you use the mustard with it, it gives them kind of a good tang. And then you want to just mix that up. And make sure your pickle ratio is good, because you want pickle in every bite. And then I'm just going to taste it. Check my salt and pepper. And it needs a little more salt. As usual with this, go small on the salt. You can always add more. And that mixture is not very wet. It's kind of dry, but it's not crumbly dry. So now I'm going to taste it again. Tastes good. And my hands are clean, FYI. And now here is my little trick. I like to pipe these in the whites. And if you don't have a nice pastry bag, you can do that, and you can just snip the tip end off of a zip top bag. In my case, I put a pretty little cake decorating tip in there. You can do that too, but if you don't have one, it's not necessary. And then I just open that bag, and we just want to spoon this in. And this is something really simple you can do on a weeknight, kind of just fancy up just a weeknight meal. All right, and you see I have that in my bag, and my bag is acting just like a regular pastry bag, so I'm gonna twist it. And now if you are using a tip and you don't have it locked, make sure whenever you do start to pipe that you hang on to it, or else that tip might blow off the end. But you're just gonna pipe that in. And I always do just a little bit to begin with to make sure I'm gonna have enough for all of them. And sometimes a pickle might get hung in there. And we've got plenty, so now we can come back, and the ones that we sparsely did, we can just add a little more to them. All right, and there we go. Pretty little fancy deviled eggs on a Monday night. Wash my hands. What?
Cliff said somebody's licking the bowl.
Yeah, that's Tanner. That's one of the main reasons why she helps me. All right, and then we're just gonna take this smoked paprika, and we're just gonna garnish it over the top. Doesn't matter if you get it on the whites. It's a pretty little addition. And there you have it. Deviled eggs. The easiest, tastiest, and I left one out. Southern classic appetizer that you can eat in one bite if you want to. Aren't they pretty, y'all? And I just did that with a zip top bag, and you can do that too, and there's no need to have a tip. The star tip just adds a little flair to them, but it's not necessary. So we're really excited. This is a really simple recipe that We hope you'll enjoy, that we hope you will cook, and we love to see pictures. I've already gotten some pictures with banana pudding, and I want to see some more, y'all. I think it's great that y'all are cooking these recipes, because these are some of my family's favorites and have been for years. So I'm not going to keep you much longer, because we're going to eat these along with supper that I've already cooked. So be sure and be here next Monday night when we continue with our series on Southern classic recipes. And again, from the buttered home to your home, we love you. Thank you for joining us. Bye.